Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I'm your host, Derek Schomer. Today, lightning round Q&A, round 2. This should be done on my GoPro camera, but the battery's dead. That thing dies if you just leave it unhooked. It just falls over dead. So the battery's dead. It happens. I'm just going to record it with the real cam. I wanted to cover the questions of the day for a couple reasons. First, I wanted to let everybody know that we will be taping this week offsite. So everybody typically shows up on a Friday night. They hang out with us in the chat room. It's really cool. We record everything here. Everybody's having a good time. This week, I'll be at Wink and Nod in South Boston at Curtis's new restaurant that they're going to be opening up. They're sponsoring the entire week. We're going to record everything on site. We're going to record it, and each episode will have a different staff member who's going to go through and show us one of the drinks that they'll be serving at Wink and Nod. So it's going to be cool. It'll be like before the place is even open. So everything, they're rushing to get everything done. They want us on there. They want us to show off their stuff. We want to show off their stuff. It's going to be cool. So that's what we're going to do. However, it's in the basement, in a building that has no Wi-Fi or no wireless or no network connection yet. They haven't got that in. So I'm going to see about going there a little bit early, trying to see if my 3G will stream Ustream, and if it works, we'll be good. We'll live stream from there. Otherwise, you'll just have to watch it on as it launches. So I'm going to try and update facebook.com/cocktailtv with status on whether we can live stream or not. That's tomorrow, Friday. I think I'm going to release this video tonight. It's going to be real close. Otherwise, I'll release it in the morning. So if you're seeing this on Friday morning, it's Friday night's live taping. Live.everydaydrinkers.com is our typical place where you can go, or ustream.com/everydaydrinkers. This is what we're going to do today. All right, lightning round Q&A. Questions. Here we go. Cody writes, I'm sorry, Cody, was supposed to be in last episode's Q&A, but I somehow dropped the ball, and it sucks because it was a really good question. So Cody writes, how important is the business/brand aspect compared to the enjoyment of making cocktails? That's question number 1. Question number 2, where do you see Common Man Cocktails and other ventures, I'm guessing awesome drinks and stuff, in 5 years? Question 3, what is the biggest obstacles you found putting up videos, running a bar equipment business? If you ever get to the East Coast, can I co-host? Okay, Cody, yes. See, here's the thing. We get people who are like, oh, I'm on your show, right? And then there's people who have been following it for a while that we know by name, and that are in the business, which I know Cody is. So yeah, if you were in the East Coast, I would totally want you to spread your knowledge on the show to our fans. People who have knowledge to bring, and I know he does, that would be legit and cool. So, starting the rest of the questions. How important is business brand aspects compared to the enjoyment of making cocktails? There's 2 separate things there. First off, the enjoyment of making cocktails anybody could do. You could be a bartender, you could be at home, you could be watching the show and enjoy making a cocktail. Then there is the business aspect. And to me, YouTube is a business. So, or what we do at least on YouTube is a business. Everything I do is business centric. Whether that's providing entertainment, it's still business. Because at the end of the day, I bought a store. And the point of the store was to somehow be able to make money in this business quicker through multiple facets. If you watch other shows, you'll see t-shirt sales, you'll see this, you'll see that. You'll see people trying to make money on things that aren't pre-roll. Like I said in the last episode that we did, if you click skip on an ad, we get no money. But we get more views. So it's a balancing act. I see this as a business. By entertaining people and providing value and bringing cocktails and keeping people engaged and being loyalists to the show, that brings value in a lot of ways to me. First off, when I buy new products that I think are wicked awesome, Boston Shakers like these, I've been using this in the show for probably 4 months now. This is our top #1 Boston Shaker sale. Is it a coincidence? Probably not. People like it. I like it. I find that things that I think are really cool, this will be the one I'll start using, I would like to be able to offer those to the people who are watching. So to me, it's a business. If I provided a boring and drab show that nobody watched, then nobody would buy anything from us because they wouldn't know why they should, right? So it's all a business. Brand is everything. If somebody came over to me tomorrow and said, I want to buy your show, if I ever left that show, there's no show. I am the brand. It's me. And that is part of being the business and growing the brand. So I'm also going to write a book on that. So anybody who's actually interested into it, just write a comment below. Tell me you're interested because it gives me an idea of if anybody of my fans would read the book. I know it would be more of a business-centric YouTube, how to start your YouTube channel from nothing type of book. And some people are interested in doing that. So I'm writing all my knowledge down. It's like 40, 50, 60 pages right now, and it's just growing. So that answers that one. Where do you see CMC in 5 years? Full-time, a complete business with the store, with that brand, making additional videos, providing content more than just a single episode a day. That's where I see it in 5 years. If I didn't have that vision and that goal, I wouldn't even bother to continue to do this. What is the biggest obstacle you have found putting videos up and running a bar business? As a part-time job, the biggest obstacle is time. Stress levels go high when you're multitasking through all kinds of stuff. At night, when most people come home to watch TV before bed and they relax and they go to sleep, I start working again. It's a lot of work. So that's the biggest obstacle, is just killing it and continuing to work over and over. All right. Brody writes, do you prefer C or Java? Java is lame. C is the only language out there, if those are the only two I'm going with. C++ would be above that. C++ is like Java done right. Java is like C++ done wrong. Java is just, it's horrid. It's always been horrid. It's architected bass backwards by people who just don't care anymore. It's got scalability. It's got versioning issues. It's got there's all these packages you don't know which one to maintain. You start writing Java-based programs, they break when somebody upgrades a browser. There's too much change control not being managed. It's just C, compile, go, you're done. So I like that. Kaiser writes, can you make a low heat playlist for my friend who hates the taste of alcohol but wants to drink? Low heat playlist would be the drinks that don't have a lot of alcohol burned to them, or back end heat, or chick drinks. You know, they're going to tend to be sweet, maybe even a little bit sour, but there's not a lot of alcohol. It gets hidden really well. I'm not going to be able to make that playlist because I have 1,400 plus episodes, and I just don't have the time to go watch every episode to figure it out, and I can't look at the titles and just know. If somebody wants to take that on, and somebody wants to go out and start watching our shows, finding all the recipes we've referenced as either chick drinks or easy to drink or alcohol rating of 2 or whatever it is that gives you the impression from our tasting that it's low heat, and you send me that list and I can review a couple of those, I'll build a playlist. I just need help finding all those recipes. So now you guys have homework to do if you want that type of playlist. That works for anything. If you want a playlist on something, go find it and I'll build you a playlist. Not a problem. Let's see. Where are we? Oh, yeah. No, Andrew writes, are you related to Jim Cramer? I Google image Jim Cramer. He doesn't look like my dad, so no. Jacob writes, if you could start a business for making your own spirits, what would you call your special creation? If I started a business right now, it would probably be for bitters, kind of like a spirit. If I could do one for my own spirits, I think I would call my spirit or my bitter Devil's Advocate. I kind of like the name. Unless it's taken, then I wouldn't do that. Let's see. Shane writes, I know in this video you said there is no substitute. This is from the last episode. How do you substitute Cruiser 9 with something else? Bad example. How do you substitute Frenet for another like product? You can't, is what I said, because it's unique. It's eucalyptus and whatever. Let's continue. I want to continue on that subject. I live in Australia, and as you know, the tax here, they tax us through the ass. Would you say it's okay to substitute cheaper liquor to make cocktails? I'm making a series. That's actually why this is all out here, for making your own recipe creation. I've already taped the first one. I don't know when it's going to launch yet, but good cocktails are made with good ingredients. End of story. But if it costs you, for a bottle of Cruiser 9, which probably cost me $10, if this costs you $50, then you have a couple options. You can invest over time and build up the key ingredients you want and substitute in lower ingredients. Great example. I could make every cocktail with fresh orange juice, but I typically use orange juice from an orange juice bottle because it's cheap, it's fast, it's effective. If you can get a cheap, good quality product, not all products that are cheap are crap, just most of them. So you have to be picky and work with it. If you were to say, I want to buy a cheaper version of spiced rum, Captain Morgan is the cheapest I can get. Freaking use Captain Morgan, that's fine. When I talk substitutions, typically I talk about a product like Frenet, or a product like Campari, or Jägermeister, or herring cherry liqueur, things that there are no substitutes. They just don't exist. Some people will try Grand Marnier. You can get Grengala. It's a cheaper substitute. It will do in that case. So there are things that can substitute within the category, but not everything has a substitute. There are a lot of unique blended herbal recipes that are built into products that you cannot substitute. There's nothing I can do about that except for to blend in and create a different whatever it is, liqueur, to try and make your own cocktail out of it. That's the best you could do. If it comes down to, I want to buy this vodka, you use this one. If I'm using a brand, use the brand you have. That's just, you could do that, doesn't matter where you live. You could go out and buy it if you want to, because you really like what we said about it. Perfectly fine. But I'm saying, if you want to make it that day, just make it. Don't worry about it. Chill. It's all good. Let's see. Shane writes, make sure I didn't skip anything. Yep. Nope, that's what Shane just wrote. Less, or I couldn't tell it was an I or an E, so it's either ice or less. Derek, how about your top 5 value for your money spirits? Great booze, but cheap. And why is tequila so bloody damn awesome? Thanks for the tip about Cabo Wabo Silver. Can I get a $60 Australia? I can get it in Australia for $60. Excellent. That's actually not a bad price for Cabo Wabo in Australia. Top 5 money spirits. You're in Australia. Other people are in Mexico. Other people in the United States. I could say, for your money, this is a top value. Or Cruisin' aged light rum is it's like $9. Malibu, maybe not 9, maybe like 12. Malibu, 15, 12, whatever. Someplace around there. So for me, a value play is completely different than somebody else. Somebody in New York's going to be paying more because it's a higher cost of living. It's New York. Somebody in Alabama, it might be more because it takes a lot to get it there. Other places, it might be triple because you're on an island someplace, or you're in a penal colony, or you're in Australia, or whatever. I don't know. I can only tell you what it would be cheap value for me. I would say, go for vodkas. It's a little bit easier. Just don't go bottom line. Find something that's affordable, that at least has some good distillation to it. Maybe do some Google reviews and see what people say about it if I haven't said anything, and kind of search that way. But there's no. It's very hard, and I get this question all the time. What's the best value? What cocktail can I make for a cheap college student? It depends on where you live. People watching this show live all around the world. I've seen the demographics, so I can't just make a broad statement that just sweeps across everybody and comes out right. Then Norway is going to be like, that's not cheap here, right? That's just life. You have to start to figure it out on your own for your area. Shock Prep writes, do you see AwesomeDrinks.com growing to the point where you couldn't run it out of your house anymore? If so, what would you resort to? There's different phases to that. The first phase would be, right now, storage is kind of getting all crazy. It's all over the house. My wife's yelling at me, where the hell did we put this? And I got to go find it. It's cheaper that way. I could store things here and not pay. The next phase would be to get an external storage facility for overstock and stuff like that. If the product's broadened too much, you can't overstock because you're light on a whole line of products. My goal with Awesome Drinks is to refine. So there are products that we carried that we no longer carry. We try products. We try and do five to six different pieces of glassware a month. And if you guys don't buy them, they disappear. I sell them off. My Irish coffee mugs are doing that. If you're looking for some of the stuff on sale or other products like the Diamond Martinis, which was something that Awesome Drinks has carried forever, I'm done. When they're gone, they're gone. They just don't sell enough. And if I'm going to have a case of something, it needs to move so I can get more cases. Big ass highball glasses, I sell cases. Coupe glasses, I sell a couple cases a month. Collins glasses sell, they're huge cases, so it takes a little while, but I get through them all. Those are churning. Those are successful products. They stay. The products that just fester, I sell them out, and I try and find more products that continue to do that. So to fall onto that question, the next phase would be that overstock for all those products. Buying 7 or 8 boxes of Coupes at a time, putting them into a storage warehouse for like $50 a month. The next phase after that would be to get a facility to do it, to actually rent space. If I get there, which I hope I do sometime, then I'm in a good place and I'm okay with that. But that would be the phase, would be continue carrying as much as I can in the house, expand out to external storage, maybe a bigger external storage, then start looking at a facility. But it has to be reasonable. You have to consider the fact that I can't now, at night, go pack 10 packages before bed because I'd have to go to work, wherever that would be. So there's a trade-off to that. And the last question, Kaiser writes again, hey, I know you could probably find out by sifting through some of the vids, but what's the name of Curtis' bar again? Curtis's bar is called Wink and Nod. It's called winkandnod.com. You can head over there. It's just got a landing page that says, hey, we're not open yet. But you can bookmark it if you're in the Boston area. Again, I wanted to end with that question because I knew we're going to be off-site recording there. So all of it's going to be made clear in about a week. And so there you go. The other question I continually get that I'll throw in here is, where'd Doug go? I don't know. I could put it in every video and I still get the question. Doug moved back to North Carolina in, I think it was last October. If you go to that last October videos, you'll see the end of those videos and you'll find where he leaves and we say goodbye and all that stuff. So it's all there. He comes back once or twice a year. We'll record with him when he's here, but he's not here. So that's kind of what the deal is. Everybody else just kind of comes through. Ian's kind of my constant because he lives right down the road and he's fun to hang out with. And then Curtis comes every now and then when he has time, shed some light on some product or whatever. So we have people moving in and out and, friends that hang out with us. So that's it. Also go out to patreon.com/CMC and put it right below and you can help fund the show so that we can continue to grow and grow and grow until we could do this as a serious business. And remember, when I think serious business, consider this. I don't see change as something that I would do with the show. So if you're like, oh, serious business, then you're going to change everything, and you're going to do all this crazy stuff, and the show is going to be completely different. It will not be completely different. The show and the subscribers that subscribe today do it for a reason, because they like the way it is. So things don't change that much. Sometimes we make minor changes. We change sets, we do this, but it's always us, and we're not going to be changing that. And the reason people subscribe is for what they're here to see, what they're seeing, more of that. So that's kind of how that goes. By growing, it would be more shows, maybe different types of channels on building your own custom cocktails. I could almost envision like a reality type show like Orange County Choppers just about making recipes. Stuff like that. I just have tons of ideas that I cannot execute on. Tiki mugs. I want to design my own line of tiki mugs. I want to design my own line of recipe books. I want to design my own line of online videos that you could sell like for people who are trying to start their own businesses, their own shows. So there's tons of things I'd like to expand on that would be where this type of growth could come from. So that is to kind of help us grow in the long run over those next 5 years like these folks here are asking. Thanks for the questions. Leave your next set of questions right below. And that's it. That's all I got for today. Okay, we're done. We're teaching you how to drink.